I remember going for driving lessons when I was about grade 10-ish. And I remember my driving instructor being an absolute gentleman and a great teacher. And a few months after I had passed my driver's license, I was still a slave to the routines he taught me, for good reason, because it made me a safe driver. But for me to grow as a driver, in some point of time, I needed to take that routine less seriously and take myself more seriously and my driving skill more seriously. But I suppose in our lives, we really sometimes take ourselves way too serious. And just like driving, if I just stuck with these rules and this rhythm of looking everywhere, I wouldn't actually be a great driver, but I had to distance myself and shift my attention and also how serious I took the system I was learned. Similarly, in our lives, it's important to understand that we are called to take God more serious than ourselves. In the book of Micah, this is one of the things just the writer alludes to. He says, well, God really doesn't want all the fancy things you can achieve. He just wants you, me, to take God more seriously than I take myself. It's difficult because self-reliance is a thing in our society. The more self-reliant you can be, the better you are in a certain sense. Might be true in certain contexts, but in this area of our spiritual lives, self-reliance might be the last thing we need to understand and to experience God. In the book of Proverbs, the writer says the following, Proverbs 3, verse 5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. This is so contrary to what we tend to go into autopilot in our daily lives in this self-reliant world. It's not leaning into God, making our own path straight, and not submitting to Him. And today, maybe my message to you is to revisit those hard-coded ideas that you might be on your way with, and spending time with the scripture that says, lean into God, submit to Him, and trust that in that submission, in that leaning in that taking Him more serious than yourself and your gifts and all the things you have, there might be a smoother path than you trying to desperately just keep everything straight. And I believe when we spend less time playing God, which is what self-reliance to some extent could be said to be, we might have time to experience God and not trying to be Him. And I believe when we do this, we will live in a community and a country where we have a deeper understanding of the movement of God, because that awareness will be highlighted by our awareness of where God is moving and not where we want to go. May you lean into God, may you submit to Him, and may you find peace in the hope that He will make your path straight.